OK, so next is the Metro, and if being old didn't mean you didn't get treated bad enough, apparently being old and gay, Bruce, is...
Yeah, this really kind of made me... So a charity receives more than 400 reports of homophobic abuse in the care home system. Some 246 whistleblowers and 177 partners of victims have contacted Compassion in Care's helpline, with 392 of them feeling the relevant authorities failed them.
Isn't this depressing? I mean, when you think that we're getting better when it comes to homophobia...
But we're not. That's the whole thing. I genuinely, I don't think we are. I think it's actually kind of on the rise, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed that it's still such a concern to people.
And isn't it particularly like in care homes where you expect... Like, these are the most vulnerable people, Josh. These are
These are homophobic. I think there are two interesting things, apart from this being obviously a horrible thing. Is number one is, arguably, this would be on the increase, as I'm imagining people who came out earlier are now getting older and older, and certainly when you see married couples now getting old, married gay couples going into, as someone here, they're talking about horrible stuff about someone with Alzheimer's and whatnot. So this is going to be, there are going to be more gay couples, arguably, within this system. That's number one, so this has to be dealt with. And number two, this is quite interesting because here we are in the Metro, quite a sort of woke newspaper, even though I don't like using that word particularly, and they've actually called out what the problem is. In a sort of inadvertent way, which is essentially that nursing homes employ a lot of people, they don't say the word Africa, but it's essentially from Africa, where they have different attitudes towards homosexuality, i.e. a lot of them are homophobic. And this is, they actually, from the Diversity Trust, they actually call it out. That it's employing people from places where they do it in a sort of mealy-mouthed way, but you get the gist of it. And I think... finally, we can just start talking about it. Can we just talk about this and go, there's an issue and we have different cultures around the world, and we can start then dealing with the problem, and certain people need to understand that if you're working within this system, that we live in a society where homosexuality is part of our society and it isn't a sin and whatever, and this is how it happens with education. But if you can't call out the problem, you're not going to sort it out.
Like you say, Josh, interesting that they've actually raised that issue explicitly. Anyway,